Welcome back to Combat Tech. Picture this. The first faint thrum of rotor blades echoes across a sweltering desert plain. A squad of Marines on the ground lifts their gaze skyward, relief washing over their dust-covered faces. High above, two silhouettes cut the scorching air, a UH-1Y Venom and an AH-1Z Viper flying in tight formation. This moment encapsulates decades of innovation, sacrifice, and raw determination by the United States Marine Corps. From the muddy jungles of Vietnam to the rolling decks of amphibious assault ships in the Pacific, Marine Corps' helicopters have always answered the call. Today, the modern Marine Light Attack Helicopter Squadrons, or HMLAs, epitomize that legacy. They combine agility with firepower, performing diverse missions.
Basically, our job in the back of the aircraft is an extra set of eyes. We're subject matter experts on the different jobs or capabilities of our aircraft have, and then just different variations of the mission sets that we have.
From critical close air support to life-saving humanitarian evacuations. Within these squadrons, two aircraft, the UH-1Y Venom and the AH-1Z Viper, stand at the forefront of modern warfare technology. Their synergy is no accident. It's the result of meticulous design, relentless testing, and real-world combat feedback. But here's something you might not expect. The AH-1Z Viper can fold its rotor blades for shipboard storage in under 5 minutes, like a Cobra coiling into strike position. Surprised? Stick around because there's more coming. We'll explore the structure of these specialized squadrons, uncover how Venom and Viper work together, and reveal new updates that keep them lethal and relevant. Ready for a deep dive into Marine Corps rotary wing aviation? Buckle in because there's a twist about the Cobra lineage you'll never see coming. Let's hit the skies. If you're enjoying this deep dive into cutting-edge military tech, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more insider perspectives. What emerging technology do you think will reshape modern warfare? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The tradition of HMLAs began as the Marine Corps recognized the chaotic demands of expeditionary warfare. Operating from ships, forward airstrips, or remote desert hideouts, Marines needed versatile air power capable of nimble transport and punishing fire support. Initially, the Corps relied on separate helicopter squadrons, utility and attack, but the synergy of combining these platforms was undeniable, especially after Vietnam, where armed escorts for troop transports often proved decisive in hot landing zones. Eventually, the Corps consolidated these assets into unified squadrons, Light Attack Helicopter Squadrons, merging Hueys, utility helicopters, and Cobras, attack helicopters, under one command. This reorganization meant that in a single cohesive unit, you could launch aircraft carrying troops, rockets, machine guns, and advanced sensors simultaneously. It's a concept that truly came to life during the Gulf War and later conflicts, where speed and versatility can mean the difference between victory and disaster. Consider a scenario in which a Marine patrol comes under sudden enemy fire. Within minutes, a Huey, armed with door gunners, could arrive overhead, laying down suppressive fire while the Cobra circles, ready to unleash guided missiles. Meanwhile, that same Huey could insert a small team of reinforcements or conduct a swift casualty evacuation. A single squadron able to provide transport, close air support, and reconnaissance? That's an operational dream come true. Did you know? Early UH-1 Hueys in Vietnam were known to have cardboard armor. Crews would stuff MRE boxes and flak jackets in the cabin floors to protect themselves from ground fire. We've certainly come a long way since then. Today's Marine Light Attack Helicopter Squadrons remain a vital part of Marine air-ground task forces. Whether it's desert operations in Iraq, rapid response deployments in the Pacific, or humanitarian relief in hurricane-stricken regions, HMLAs respond with life-saving speed. They train tirelessly under realistic conditions. Flying day and night missions, using night vision goggles, and learning to operate under all-weather scenarios. Beyond the gear and the aircraft, though, is an ethos that unites these squadrons. In the Corps, they say, every Marine a rifleman, and that philosophy extends into the cockpit. Each pilot is trained not just to fly, but to fight. Each crew chief understands the importance of supporting ground forces and adapting in real time. This mindset creates a dynamic environment where a single flight can transition from close air support to VIP transport to search and rescue at a moment's notice. What's next? Before we dive into the details of the UH-1Y Venom, we'll share a surprising twist on how the Huey's legendary design nearly got replaced. not once, but twice, yet emerged more lethal than ever. Few helicopters carry the storied legacy of the Huey. First taking flight in the 1960s, it became an emblem of Vietnam, ferrying wounded troops out of perilous situations and airlifting Marines into hotspots.
It is wide enough to take litters for the air evacuation of wounded and rugged enough to live with the Army in the field.
Fast forward decades later, and you meet the UH-1N, a workhorse that served reliably but gradually showed its age. Enter the UH-1Y Venom, part of the H-1 upgrade program, which sought to modernize the Huey's DNA without losing its core essence. The result? A four-bladed high-tech helicopter that retains the Huey's trademark versatility. It's nicknamed the Yankee Huey, but make no mistake, this is far from your grandfather's chopper. With advanced avionics, beefed-up engines, and improved lift, the Venom signals a new era in rotary wing operations for the Corps. It can dance over rugged terrain, deliver a devastating hail of machine gun fire, and then pivot to haul cargo or a small team of Marines, all in one flight. So how does the UH-1Y handle a night raid in the middle of a sandstorm? We'll get to that, plus a little-known feature about its rotor system that might surprise you, right after we break down its specs. Upon seeing a UH-1Y Venom up close, you might first notice the four-blade composite rotor system. This design not only makes for a smoother ride, but also significantly enhances lift and maneuverability, a crucial edge in dense urban environments or mountainous terrain. Powered by twin T700 GE401C turboshaft engines, the Venom reaches a cruising speed of roughly 158 knots, with a range of about 130 nautical miles on internal fuel. Inside the cockpit, pilots benefit from a digital glass cockpit, loaded with multifunction displays that integrate navigation, targeting, and flight information. This streamlined interface helps the crew operate effectively even in the most chaotic conditions, whether it's evading hostile fire or zeroing in on an enemy position for close air support. Weaponry? The Venom packs a mean punch. It often employs side-mounted M2 40 D7.62mm machine guns, or GAU-17A miniguns, capable of saturating the battlefield with suppressive fire. It can also carry Hydra rocket pods and even AGM-114 Hellfire missiles for precision strikes. This loadout flexibility means the UH-1Y can adapt mission to mission without skipping a beat. With a maximum gross weight near 18,500 pounds, the Venom can transport up to 8 fully equipped Marines, plus its crew, or serve as a flying command post brimming with advanced communications gear. Need to extract a recon squad under fire? Need to set up a mobile forward air controller platform? The UH-1Y has you covered. In the last few years, the UH-1Y Venom saw a series of upgrades aimed at enhanced data link capabilities, so it can share real-time targeting and reconnaissance info with other aircraft or troops on the ground. Sensor packages have also improved, allowing the Venom to detect and engage targets in reduced visibility or harsh weather. One fascinating development is the early experimentation with unmanned aerial system UAS integration. The Venom's open architecture mission computer allows for potential interoperability with drones, fueling the Marine Corps' push toward more networked warfare. Imagine a Venom pilot calling in a drone swarm for instant reconnaissance, feeding live data back to the helicopter's cockpit displays. But while the Venom excels at multi-role missions, its stablemate, the AH-1Z Viper, exists purely to dominate any fight it enters. And in a moment, we'll reveal how the Viper's sensor suite can track multiple targets in near darkness, something that's had adversaries on high alert. Where the Huey conjures images of troop lifts and rescue ops, the Cobra line evokes fearsome attack runs and blazing 20mm cannon fire. Debuting in Vietnam as the AH-1 Cobra, it was one of history's first dedicated attack helicopters. Over time, the Cobra family gained upgrades, extra engines, better weapons, yet by the late 1990s, the Corps needed a next-generation platform. Thus arrived the AH-1Z Viper, also known as the Zulu Cobra. Developed alongside the UH-1Y under the H-1 upgrade program, the Viper shares about 84% commonality with the Venom, including its four-blade rotor system. This is a logistical dream for maintenance crews and pilots. Train on one platform, and you're nearly trained on the other. But what truly transforms the AH-1Z into a predator is its cutting-edge targeting tech and robust weapons. It's built for close air support in contested environments, maritime strike from amphibious ships, and even limited air-to-air engagements. If you've seen the sleek, narrow frame of a Cobra whipping across the horizon, you know it's designed for minimal drag and maximum intimidation. Yes, the Viper is basically the shark of the skies, silent until it's upon you, then pure havoc. The UH-1Y Viper may retain the classic Cobra silhouette, but beneath that slender exterior lies a sophisticated beast. With twin T700 GE401C turboshaft engines, it cruises around 160 knots and carries enough fuel to engage targets at distances extending beyond 125 nautical miles, depending on loadout. Armed to the teeth, the Viper's nose houses a 20mm M197 cannon, delivering a formidable rate of fire. On its wing pylons, you might find AGM-114 Hellfire missiles, precision-guided, devastating against armored targets. APKWS, Advanced Precision Kill Weapon System, laser-guided rockets bridging the gap between unguided rockets and missiles. AM-9 Sidewinder missiles, enabling limited but crucial air-to-air capability. Hydra 70 rockets, tried and true, highly effective in a suppression role. But here's the twist we teased. The Target Sight System, TSS, in the Viper is so advanced it can distinguish individual combatants from beyond the range of small arms fire. Even in low visibility conditions. Coupled with the helmet-mounted sight and display, pilots essentially point weapons by looking at a target. That's the future of rotary wing combat right now. Additionally, the Viper is no slouch in survivability. It's built with ballistic-tolerant components and redundant systems to withstand small arms fire. With a max gross weight similar to the Venom, around 18,500 pounds, it can carry a hefty amount of ordnance. This all translates to a lethal helicopter that can infiltrate contested zones, provide overwatch for ground assaults, and depart quickly before the enemy knows what hit them. Ever wonder how the Viper fares against modern anti-air threats? Coming up, we'll discuss the data link upgrades that give it real-time intel on enemy positions and the new tactics in development to keep it safe in a world of evolving surface-to-air missile technology. In parallel with the Venom, the UH-1Y Viper is incorporating the Link 16 tactical data network, enabling rapid, secure information sharing with other aircraft, ships, and ground units. Imagine spotting an enemy armor convoy. Instantly, that intel is broadcast to allied forces, and within seconds, a coordinated strike plan forms. This drastically reduces the time between sensor and shooter decisions. Moreover, the target sight system and threat detection upgrades have been refined to improve low-light performance and target discrimination. The Marines are also evaluating ways to boost the Viper's capabilities in maritime environments, from potential anti-ship missiles to refined overwater radar for littoral combat. Combined, these updates ensure the Viper remains a prime asset in the Corps' arsenal. But any aircraft is only as effective as the synergy it shares with its teammates. And that's where the UH-1Y and UH-1Z partnership truly soars, literally and figuratively. Put the UH-1Y Venom and UH-1Z Viper in the same battle space, and you get a tag team that excels at everything from close air support to command and control. The Venom can provide infiltration, extraction, or logistical resupply. The Viper handles the heavier firepower, surveilling the battlefield for emerging threats, coordinated close air support. While the Venom offers door-mounted machine guns and rockets, the Viper brings pinpoint precision with Hellfire missiles. It's a layered approach that covers every angle, from broad suppression to surgical strikes. Utility plus firepower. If a squad needs immediate reinforcements, the Venom swoops in. Meanwhile, the Viper stays on station, ready to obliterate enemy strongpoints or counterattack attempts. Shared parts and training. With over 80% systems commonality, ground crews can maintain both helicopters more easily, leading to higher readiness rates. This also streamlines pilot cross-training and simplifies supply chains, a massive plus in remote deployments. Maritime adaptability. Both are designed for shipboard operations, meaning they have folding rotors and corrosion-resistant components for life at sea. Deploy them on an amphibious assault ship, and you've got a floating forward operating base. In real-world scenarios, whether it's a counterinsurgency mission in mountainous terrain or a high-stakes rescue during hurricane relief, this pairing has proven repeatedly that two are better than one. The synergy isn't just tactical, it's strategic, giving the Marine Corps a flexible tool set to respond to crises worldwide at a moment's notice. Behind the bravado of any successful mission lies the intense training of Marine aviators and maintenance crews. Pilots bound for the UH-1Y or AH-1Z go through foundational flight training in Pensacola, Florida. Then specialize in attack helicopter tactics. Once assigned to an HMLA, they spend countless hours perfecting formation flights, night vision goggle maneuvers, and shipboard landings. Maintenance personnel face equally demanding regimens. They learn the intricacies of engines, rotors, and avionics systems that both Venom and Viper share. From routine inspections to battle damage repairs on a pitching flight deck, their expertise keeps these birds mission-ready around the clock. The emphasis on continuous education through courses like Weapons and Tactics Instructor, WTI training, ensures that each squadron remains sharp, adaptable, and innovative. Over the years, HMLAs have repeatedly proven their worth on the front lines. In Iraq and Afghanistan, the UH-1Y provided relentless overwatch and medevac support, while the AH-1Z delivered precise strikes against entrenched insurgent positions. Stories abound of Marine pilots landing Venoms on makeshift helipads to evacuate wounded troops under hostile fire, often with Cobras overhead keeping enemy forces at bay. In humanitarian missions, the Venom's utility role shines through. After earthquakes, hurricanes, or other natural disasters, these aircraft deliver medical supplies, water, and relief workers to otherwise inaccessible areas. Meanwhile, the Viper stands guard, ensuring the safety of relief operations in politically unstable or volatile zones. When paired with amphibious ready groups, HMLAs offer a rapidly deployable force capable of pivoting from combat operations to non-combatant evacuations or counter-piracy missions. Their presence alone can be a deterrent. No hostile force wants to contend with a Venom-Viper combo lurking just offshore. And yet, challenges lie on the horizon. Modern adversaries are developing more advanced air defenses, raising the stakes for these helicopters. Coming up next, we'll see how the Marines plan to keep this dynamic duo relevant in an era of drones and next-gen warfare. Aging infrastructure, fierce budget competition, and evolving threats mean that upgrades are an ongoing necessity. Advanced surface-to-air missiles and electronic warfare pose real risks. To stay ahead, the Marine Corps is exploring deeper UAS integration, improved sensor fusion, and possibly next-gen engine technologies to extend range and power. Dispersed operations, where smaller groups of Marines spread out over vast territories, also demand agile air support. That's exactly the kind of environment in which the Venom and Viper excel, provided they continue to evolve. We might see directed energy weapons or more robust data integration with ground forces in the next decade, further blurring the lines between manned and unmanned capabilities. One thing is certain, as long as there are Marines on the ground needing support, these helicopters will remain a critical lifeline, and the Corps will push them to new frontiers in capability and design. From the legendary Huey in Vietnam to the cutting-edge Venom and Viper of today, the Marine Corps Light Attack Helicopter Squadrons embody an unbroken chain of courage, innovation, and mission focus. These rotary wing marvels have shown time and again that whether it's a scorched desert battlefield, a flooded disaster zone, or the rolling deck of an assault ship, HMLAs rise to meet the call. The UH-1Y Venom and AH-1Z Viper aren't just machines. They're the living legacy of the Marines who fly and fix them, a testament to the Corps' ethos of Semper Fidelis. Their shared parts, advanced weapons, and brutal efficiency mirror the Corps' adaptability. Each mission, be it a life-saving rescue or a high-stakes strike, unfolds like a new chapter in an ever-evolving story of dedication and grit. If this journey through Marine Corps aviation fired you up, hit like and subscribe for more deep dives into groundbreaking military tech. So which upgrade do you think will shape the next generation of helicopters? Sound off in the comments below. With these squadrons standing watch, America's might in the sky shows no signs of waning. Thank you for joining us, and as always, stay vigilant, stay curious, and we'll see you on the next mission high above the horizon.